Hello everyone, I am so happy to see you. According to YouTube analytics, over 70% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. If you guys want Pugsley to eat this month, I suggest you do so. Enjoy the video guys, I love you guys forever and always. Hello everyone, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Today we will be blind ranking Gnar items. So basically there will be 10 random items. I will roll a random item and I have to blind rank it from 1 to 10. And I go all the way through until I rank 10 items, 1 being the best and 10 being the worst. So yeah, let's get straight into this. So the first item I roll is Stridebreaker. So Stridebreaker right now definitely isn't the best mythic on Gnar. I would say it's pretty like average in the bruiser mythics. Like it does give all the stats that it needs. Sadly it doesn't have the dash anymore, and definitely not as good as Trinity. It's definitely not the worst item though. I'm gonna put it at a solid number 8. I think 8 is a very safe spot because there's like many other Gnar items, like even tank items that are better than this. I feel like I would prefer to build over this, even though I know this is a legendary right now. But like overall, I'm going to be building like a Trinity Force over this any day of the week. It's definitely not the worst, but definitely not the best. Alright, Wit's End. Okay, so I randomly rolled Wit's End. Wit's End actually, I think Gnar's best magic resist item. Like, I definitely think it's better than Spirit Visage, Force of Nature, Maw. It's 100% better than all those items. I would definitely say this is in the upper tiers. I'm gonna say this is number 4. It's definitely like an elite item on Gnar, and whenever snowballing, it's very good. The attack damage, attack speed, and on-hit damage with movement speed is very, very good. Just a perfect on-hit item for Gnar against ability power champions, honestly. Alright, speaking of MR items, I have just rolled Force of Nature. I honestly do not like Force of Nature, man. Like, sure, it's just like the standard magic resist item, but I just feel like it doesn't do as much as me as like a Wit's End or a Spirit Visage. Like, this item, sure, it gives you like the standard stats that you need, but I personally do not like it. Like, I don't know, it may just be like a personal thing, like preference, but I think I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put this at number 10. Like, I never build the item. So we have rolled Trinity Force. Now you guys know where I'm putting this one. This item has to go in the number 1 slot. Like, this item's perfect for Gnar. It literally has everything that you need. There's no item better than this. Maybe you could argue Cleaver or Holdbreaker, but I personally believe that Trinity Force is definitely the best item right now for Gnar. Damage, attack speed, health, ability haste, the stacking passive, it has a Sheen proc, and the mythic passives gives everything you need. Like, the tempo you get with this item, like, nothing can match it, so it's going in number 1 for me. Alright, we're getting a lot of mythic items. We have rolled Iceborne Gauntlet. So Iceborne Gauntlet is similar to Trinity because of the Sheen proc, and it kind of reminds me of Frozen Mallet, of the slow that you got. So I still think it's a really good item on Gnar. I would prefer over Stridebreaker, and it is good against AD champs, and the mythic passive is honestly not too horrible for Gnar. We just don't really build this because of course Trinity Force is in the game. You know, I'll say it's a pretty decent item. I think I'm not gonna be I wouldn't be too mad at ranking it at number 5. I think it'll be number 5 on my list because it isn't bad. It just, you know, we have Trinity Force, and I definitely think it's better than Stridebreaker. I'd say one of the weaker points about it is that you don't have as much damage, but you can get really tanky with it, and you don't have as much tempo, but I still think it's like a decent item on Gnar. Alright, another mythic item. I did mainly put legendary items on this list, but I am rolling mythic items. So Goredrinker. Goredrinker to me, it's like, yeah, it can be good on Gnar, but I feel like again, like items like Trinity Force, Iceborne are just better. Like, there's a time in the meta where Goredrinker is completely broken and we were able to use it pretty well. I mean, like, yeah, we can still use it well now, but we don't get the tempo that we would get with the Trinity Force. And I think even Iceborne is better. Sure, we have wave clear and stuff, but the slow that we get on Iceborne I think is way more value than, like, the heal isn't even really that well. I personally like the Omnivamp more on Goredrinker than the heal, so this may be just surprising, but I'm gonna put this below Stride. I think Stride is a little bit better than Goredrinker because you get attack speed and the slow is pretty good. So Goredrinker is going into my number 9 slot, and like, the passive's good, yeah, it gives you health, ability haste, but I don't know. I personally do not like the item that much. Alright, next we have rolled Sterak's Gauge. I personally think Sterak's Gauge is very underrated in Gnar. You get the health that you need, you get the damage that you need, and you get an amazing shield whenever you're below 30% health, as well as 25% size and 30% tenacity. Another thing why I like this item is because you can combine it with Spirit Visage and it gives you very big shields, and that's one of the reasons why I love to build it. Like, that shield is really big whenever you combine the two items together, but this is Sterak's Gauge all by itself, so I will be ranking it on that. I mainly like to build this item whenever like Cleaver isn't good and there's assassins on the enemy team, or just like champs that can easily one-shot you, so Sterak's Gauge is very, very reliable. I'm gonna put this in the number 3 slot. I'm not gonna put it in number 2, but I'll put it in a respectable number 3, as it is one of the better Gnar bruiser items. Alright, we got ourselves another mythic. We're just gonna roll through all the mythics, aren't we? Divine Sunderer. Luckily for me, I do think Divine is a little bit better than Goredrinker, but sadly, I don't know if it's better than Stridebreaker. Like, in my mind, like, Stridebreaker is a little bit better than Divine, because Divine's just got nerfed so many times, and Stridebreaker has actually been getting some buffs. So if this was old Divine, 100%, but yeah, this item just like, in Mega Gnar, yeah, it's okay, but Mini Gnar just isn't really that good anymore, let's be honest. Sure, it has a Sheen proc, but like, the heal just isn't that good anymore, and the damage that you get isn't that well anymore in Mini Gnar. Mega Gnar, I think it's okay, but I mean, I'm gonna have to put this at number 7, as that's my lowest spot, and I don't think it's like the best item on Gnar. Sure, it's like you would rather build this over like a troll mythic item, like an Infinity Edge, of course, or AP item, but I think Divine's really weak on Gnar right now. Like, it's only good on like other top laners like Jax, Camille. It's not that good on Gnar anymore, sadly. So number 7 is respectable, I think. All right, and another mythic item, Heartsteel. Now, I'm gonna be a little bit biased, but when built correctly, I think Heartsteel is very elite. Sure, in the average game, it's not gonna be the best, but if you're going against full AD team or full AP team, you could argue this as one of the best items on Gnar, because you can buy this item, stack HP, and then your build path is very good. Like, if it's against like full AD, you can just build like armor, and then later you can build a Titanic and you have all your damage that you need. If you're going against full AP, you could go build like odd hit build with Wit's End, and you can become very powerful with that. I don't know, I love this item. Very underrated item on Gnar. I'm gonna put this as number 2, because I'm definitely not putting Heartsteel under Iceborne, or yeah, that's pretty much the only one. I would say Wit's End and Sterak's Gauge can be above it, but I'm not putting above Iceborne, so I'm putting Heartsteel in the number 2 slot. And then now for this final item, whatever I roll, it has to go into number 6. So let's see what I roll. All right, and I rolled like a ton of mythics. I rolled Rageblade, which I'm not too mad about. So Rageblade is the final item in this list. It is defaulted in number 6, but honestly, it isn't horrible. I definitely would put it lower if I like knew that I was gonna roll Rageblade later on, but I would probably put it like near the bottom, like 9, maybe 8 or 10, depending on the list. But yeah, I had to blind rank it, so yeah. But I decently like the item. Like, I don't like it as much anymore because you can't build with Heartsteel in this season. Next season we can. Where I was doing this blind item list next season, 100%, I would maybe bring it higher, but I can't. It's number 6, so that's where it's gonna stay. All right, so my blind item list for Gnar items goes as follows. Number 1 is Trinity Force. I'm happy with that. Number 2 is Heartsteel. Very happy with that. I think Heartsteel very underrated and could be used in many situations. Number 3 is Sterak's Gauge. Happy with that as well. I think it's one of the better bruiser Gnar items. Number 4, Wit's End. Very happy with that as well. Maybe Wit's End's a little bit better than Sterak's Gauge in some situations, but Sterak's Gauge is more reliable, more consistent. Number 5, Iceborne. I'm happy with that as well. I think it's one of the better Gnar mythic items. Number 6, Rageblade. This is the one where obviously I can't control that much, but you know, it's decent. It could be worse. It could be near the top, so still not too mad about that. Number 7, Divine Sunderer. Definitely would put over Rageblade. I mean, there is a little bit more situations you could use Divine over Rageblade. Like Divine, you could use against tanks more often. That's like one of the decent things about Divine, but it honestly isn't that good anymore because of Cleaver, but you know. And then number 8 is Stridebreaker. I think that's okay. Maybe Stride's above Divine. I could see that happening. And then number 9, Goredrinker. At least I have all the mythic items like near each other that are like kind of mid, just like not the best on Gnar. So I mean, I'll take that. You could like rank those in any order. I wouldn't be like too mad because Trinity Force is always just going to be better. And then number 10, Force of Nature. Perfect. I do not like Force of Nature. I would probably even rank Rageblade above Force of Nature if I had the option and I knew what was going on. Alright, so that's my blind list. I'm going to go through the entire list of items that we had. So obviously there's the 10 that I listed, and then in the random pool, there was also Black Cleaver, Death's Dance, Spirit Visage, Randuin's Omen, Guardian Angel, Hullbreaker, Titanic Hydra, Runon's Hurricane, Blade of the Ruined King, Chimpunk, Chainsword, and yeah, those were the other 10 items that could have been randomly selected. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know down below. And yeah, I'll do this again, or I could do a different style. Like I could do random ranking Gnar runes, Gnar skins, and yeah. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I love you guys forever and always. Bye bye.